Hello everybody, welcome back. We are in an electric car and it is silent. What is it?
It's the Genesis GV60. It's
Okay.
a beast.
Don't crash it, it's worth a lot of money. So as you can see, I am with Jim from Definitely Not a Guru. So go and check out the his YouTube channel. His links will all be in the description below even, and you will find some very interesting car content there. Now, what brings us together today is Jim often gets comments on his videos about people extending their mortgage to go and buy a car. I mean, when he told me that, I was like, what the hell? Because, I mean, if you did a remortgage and you were extending the borrowing on it, you've got to have a really good reason to do that. I mean, you might want to do a fit a new kitchen or build an extension. So, I mean, that's generally fine. Oh, Jim, what are you doing? God, electric car acceleration's impressive. Yeah, you might want to do some home improvements, that's fine. But getting a load of cash to go and buy a car, come on, let's think about it. You're going to probably be borrowing that for another 20, 30 years, paying interest on it for 20, 30 years, for what? A new car which you can enjoy for 3 or 4 years. It just makes no financial sense whatsoever. So Jim is going to tell us about some of the people you've got links with, and some of the ways that you should be buying your car. So Jim, I want a new car. In fact, I've ordered a new car and it's coming soon, and I'm doing that through a personal lease. What do you think? Leasing? There's PCP, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so it always depends on the deal. So you always shop the deal and not necessarily always the car. When it comes to a lease, that's my best bit of advice, is always shop for the deal rather than for the car. And what I mean by that is, don't think to yourself, I want a BMW 320i, I want M Sport Pack, I want this sound system, I want those wheels, I want it in that colour. Look for a great deal. If you want that kind of executive saloon car, look for the best deal you can get on an executive saloon car. Because it may be, on a lease, strange things happen, and it may be you can actually get a 5 Series for 200 quid a month less than you can for that 3 Series. Or it might be that actually the deals are a bit rubbish on all BMWs at the moment, but you can get an amazing deal on an Audi A6 or something like that. So always keep an open mind and shop for the deals. And if you do that, car leasing can be a great way to have a car. Lots of people will say, well, I'd rather just put my chunk of change down, put my cash down, but that cash can possibly be earning you money. And people often don't factor in the potential loss of income and obviously the peace of mind of having a chunk of change sat in the bank.
Or as we would call it, your rainy day emergency fund.
There you go.
Mortgage advisors like to see that. If you've got a little bit of savings for an emergency fund, it's always good to have.
And then you can do PCP, which is, it's called personal contract purchase, but it's basically a lease where you get the option to buy at the end. It can be okay, it can also be a really expensive way of just leasing a car. Lots of people take it because car dealers love it. Car dealers love it because it earns them lots of money and it keeps you tied to them.
And that's what we've always done, PCP. This is the first time we've ventured into a lease. Am I right in thinking you don't pay interest on a lease, but you will on a PCP?
I mean, it's finance, so someone's getting paid interest somewhere along the lines,
right.
But it's just a very different beast. And the price that you may be able to pick something up on a lease for would be extremely different to a PCP.
I had a look on, is it Lease Loco?
Yeah.
They do a comparison of what the PCP cost would have been and what the lease cost is.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. The car I've ordered, I was quite amazed at the difference.
So that comparison at the moment, I don't think is a perfect beast, because the lease price is updating dynamically and the PCP is basically one price that they show through the year. So it's good as a general sort of guide to, maybe I should have a look into this, but I would say don't take that figure as gospel. But you'll see on my channel, my YouTube channel, I do lots of videos where I compare different kinds of finance on specific cars, and I'll literally take a car. I mean, I did one last week. I can't remember what car I did actually. That's worrying. Old age, I guess.
Or you get so
But-
many new cars to drive.
But yeah, I took a car and I looked at HP, I looked at PCP, HP being hire purchase. I looked at PCP, I looked at a lease, and I looked at buying it cash. And basically then looked at the actual cost to you to have that car over the course of 3 years. And with that, it was actually worked out cheaper, I think, to have the lease than it did to have either HP, PCP, or cash.
Something I've just thought of from a mortgage perspective as well. A lease you can obviously get in the name of a company.
Yeah.
So if you're self-employed, if you got your lease in the name of a company, it's not going to be a personal outgoing from you. So when it comes to applying for your mortgage, you wouldn't declare in your affordability a car
However,
payment.
you may then leave yourself open to company car tax.
Yeah, you will.
But if you're getting a pickup or something for your business,
Yeah. Or if you're getting an electric car right now,
Yeah.
that's really beneficial on the tax.
yeah, massively.
So if you're self-employed and looking for a mortgage, looking for a new car, you might want to consider getting a business lease, because that goes through the business accounts and doesn't go through your personal affordability. I hadn't thought about that.
And if you work for a big company or for the NHS or someone like that, you can also have a look at salary sacrifice schemes. Lots of them run them. They're not always as good as they appear to be, but because the company that actually runs the salary sacrifice scheme has to make some money, and I guess the company hosting it gets something from it. I don't really know. But if you're a 40% taxpayer or above, salary sacrifice could be a good way of getting yourself into an EV for a lower monthly price than you would pay for a personal lease or a PCP or anything else. Not always though.
Yeah, all right, so some good options. But I think what we're getting at is, don't borrow more money against your house.
No, mortgage
To
is
buy
a
a
good
car.
mechanism to buy a house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not a good one to buy a car. In fact, it's a bloody stupid one
Exactly.
to buy a car.
A mortgage is designed for you to buy a house, property, land, whatever. Car finance is designed for you to buy a car. You can't buy a house using car finance, so you're not really meant to use a mortgage to buy a car.
I mentioned a little bit about this in my book that's available on Amazon called Buying a Used Car in the UK by Jim Starling.
On all good Amazon.
Well, just
bookshops.
Amazon actually.
Oh right,
Yeah,
okay,
just
good.
Amazon.
Good. Okay,
Yeah.
is that ebook?
Ebook or paperback.
Superb.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, good. Should we put a link to that in the description as well?
I think we should.
All right,
In fact,
excellent.
I'll give you my link tree, which has got all my links in one convenient place.
Well, that's fantastic. But don't forget my link tree. If you want to book in a call, have a chat about your mortgage, you're looking to remortgage or just general plans, then obviously the link's in the description as well. Links to all of Jim's stuff, so social media, book, and all that kind of stuff as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, put anything in the comments you want. Bye bye now.
Bye.